Hello people of the internet, it's the Who Gaming here. Welcome back to another video for you guys today. And today is episode 3, I guess you could call it, or week 3 of my Sketch a Day challenge. Now I'm going to be completely honest and open with you guys here. I did fall behind a little bit this week. Well, more like a lot of bit. Because up until last night, I didn't have a single sketch for this week, which is really upsetting to me because I've been trying my hardest to keep this going, and doing this. But, life gets in the way sometimes. I've had to get assignments done for college, and I just had a lot going on, guys. So I really apologize for that I only have 5 sketches to show you today instead of the usual 7. I'm sorry. So I'm going to strap those 2 that I missed for this week onto next week, and hopefully then have 9 next week. So hopefully that'll go swell. So as for the sketches that I do have to show you guys today, I'm pretty happy with the majority of them. I think they came out looking pretty good. I like to call this week, or rather 2 days, but you know what, we'll call it a week anyway. This week I like to call the week of the protagonist, and you'll probably see why pretty soon, or I'll just explain it. But so I guess we will be switching recording setups so that I can showcase the artwork that I have for this week. Alright, so here we are with the first sketch. So this was day 18 of the Sketch a Day challenge. Well, it was last night, but you know what? We'll say that it was day 18 anyway. So, yeah, as you could probably begin to tell already, the majority, or, well, not majority, just all of the sketches I have to show for you guys today are anime protagonists. Starting off with potentially one of the most famous anime protagonists of all time. We have Naruto Uzumaki from the anime series. Take a guess. So this is probably one of the most iconic characters in all of anime. I think most people know who Naruto Uzumaki is, and I think the sketch came out looking pretty good. I started experimenting with shading in a lot of these, so you'll start to see a lot more shading in these images here, and I think the shading came out looking pretty good on the fabric and on his hair and all of that, and I think it ended up looking pretty good. I did use a lot of source images for this. I used one source image for the basic, structure, and then, like the pose, and then I used another one to sort of get all of the fabric and, or like, shading is what I mean. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so yeah, and I think this is probably one of the better ones out of the week. Some of them are sort of meh, and some of them are pretty good, and I think this one is on the pretty good side of things. So, moving on, we have one that's sort of on the meh side of things. I think for the most part he looks pretty good, but this is Eren Yeager from the anime series Attack on Titan, and he's supposed to be in a really mad, expression, and he looks kind of derpy, let's be real. You don't have to pull any punches. His face looks pretty derpy. I think the rest of him looks fine, but it's his face. I think it's something to do with the eyes. I think the eyes are just really what's causing all the distraction. I think everything's a bit too close together, but I'm not too terribly upset with how he turned out. I think he looks fine for what he is. And again, you can see that I was experimenting more with shading and all of that, and how light affects things. And I think the shading pretty much came out pretty looking nice, I guess. And yeah, that was week, 19, or day 19, not week 19. Oh my god, that's a ways away. So we'll move on to the next one, and this is Hinata Shoya. Now, if you don't know who Hinata Shoya is, you obviously haven't seen the anime Haikyuu. He is the main protagonist of Haikyuu, which is a sports anime, so I would completely understand if some of you haven't seen it. Honestly, Haikyuu is a sports anime that doesn't feel like a sports anime. It feels just as shonen as anything else I've ever seen, and this is probably one of the most like bubbly, out there sort of protagonists I've seen in a while. Like, he's really hyper excited about volleyball, man. I don't think I said it was volleyball, but Haikyuu is a volleyball anime, and that's sort of the whole point, I guess. That's a very poor pun. Yeah, so he looks pretty good. I think he came out looking really good, and he's kind of looks a little bit, hard to to distinguish what's what without any sort of color. But this is sort of the hood of his jacket, and this is the jacket proper. So yeah, his hair is extremely random, which is like really difficult for me. My brain does not compute random things. So I really heavily relied on a source image for that, and the pose in general, yeah. But overall, I think he came out looking pretty good, and the shading's pretty nice. I feel like I probably should have done a little bit more shading on the face area in general. But overall, I think he came out looking pretty good, and he's on the better end of the spectrum, in my opinion. Now, I honestly forgot what comes next, so we're about to find out together. I think I do know, actually, now that I ever think about it. Yes, okay, so this is Mashiro. I can't remember his last name because I'm derping. But he is the protagonist of one of my favorite animes of all time, and if you guys know it, then congrats, you're cultured and you know some of the best anime of all time. Mashiro is from an anime that isn't, very typically, I don't really know a lot of people that have seen it, to be perfectly honest. In my personal group of friends, it's a show called Bakuman, and no, it's not the show about the unnecessarily complicated marble fighting. But yeah, no, this is not marble fighting. Not marble fighting. Heads up, in case you thought that maybe this show was about marble fighting. There's no marble fighting. This is one of the best anime of all time, I do have to say. Bakuman focuses around the main characters, Mashiro and friend that I can't remember the name of, but starts with a T. Would you believe that I've actually watched this anime from beginning to completed almost 10 times? Like, I've watched it 9 times and I'm thinking about starting it again. This is one of those series that I just watch anytime I'm in any kind of artistic or creative drought, because the show is all about Mashiro and his friend Taz something or other. Oh, yeah, because you guys can tell I'm a huge fan of the show, right? But they decide to become manga artists, which is apparently an extremely difficult thing. Like, you don't realize how difficult it is to be a mangaka until you see this anime. It's really, really hard. And now that I think about it, it's pretty funny. This was a very successful manga series turned anime series about writing a successful manga series that turns into an anime series. That was cringy. I'm just gonna play music over it. Yeah. So that's interesting, I guess. But it's a really entertaining show, and I think it has 3 seasons. I can't remember anymore. It's been almost a year since I watched it last. I really need to watch it again. But it's just so good. Yeah, it's not what you would typically expect as out of an extremely entertaining anime, but I mean I really don't know how to sell the show at all. It's one of those things that you actually just have to watch to understand. And they do throw in a romance throughout the whole thing, which is kind of a big deal throughout the entire thing, because it motivates this guy here. This is a comb. To to start writing manga. I think he's the artist. Mashiro is the artist, and what's his face is the writer. But it's an insane show. Like, you truly do not understand the trials that these manga artists face until you watch this. You don't understand the amount of work that they put into this stuff. Like, it's insane. And they actually, just so you know, the manga series was written by the same people that did the Death Note manga. Takeshi Obata and, oh god, what's his name? I can't remember the name of the other one, but I think this series was actually modeled after their own working relationship, because one of them is a writer, the other one is an artist, and it's, yeah, so there's that. I guess that's pretty cool. And a lot of manga artists attest to how close this series is to real life, so definitely go check it out. I've tried to sell you on the show long enough, but yes, this is Mashiro from Bakuman, and I did the highlights in the hair too, because he just doesn't look right without those. If you have seen the character, you will know that he just does not look right without those highlights in the hair. So I think it came out looking pretty good. And on to the last sketch that I did, probably the weakest out of all of them, honestly, but it is Nagisa from Ansatsu Kyoshitsu, or Assassination Classroom, if you know it by that name. And Nagisa is one of the most badass characters in all of anime. He's a little kid, right? Okay, little kid. Just imagine this little kid, you know, and he's an assassin. Like, that is. He is the perfect assassin, is what I'm trying to say to you. Nagisa, this kid is the perfect assassin. I'll probably play a clip right here to emphasize my point.
正面に行く。正面からだと防がれるので、背後に回って確実に。
It's amazing. It's like, wow, he's one of the best characters in all of anime, honestly. And my drawing does not do him justice. He looks like absolute shite in my drawing. But hey, that's just a theory, a game theory. Well, thanks for watching. Nagisa is really cool character, and I really love the show as a whole. I think it's a really entertaining and sort of unique show. It's just something you don't really see a lot of, like, at all. And it's really cool. It's really interesting. It's really out there. I mean, it's a bunch of school children trying to kill a space octopus. He's not a space octopus, but they think he's like an alien or something for the majority of the series. But, you know, he's a super high-speed, supersonic octopus, which is cool. That's really all there is to this show, now that I think about it. It's that you can describe the entire show with that one phrase. It's amazing, though. Check it out. It's really good. I swear to you, it's really good. I haven't watched any of the OVAs because I don't got time for that. I've got so much to do. But yeah, that is the last sketch. And forgive me if I'm going down a weird turn here. I'm really tired. Like, really tired. Alright, so that's all the sketches I got for you guys today. Unfortunately, like I said before, I only had the 5. I don't have all 7 like I probably should have had. And again, I apologize for getting a little bit weird near there at the end. Tired, really tired. That's my excuse for pretty much anything. Again, I worked pretty hard on these, and I thought they, for the most part, came out looking pretty good. You guys can let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought of them. Yeah, I think that's really about all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe if you're feeling up to it. If you guys are appreciative of this series, if you guys like this series, let me know that, and I'll keep doing it, guys. I mean, I've had so much fun doing these sketches over this time frame. I think it's been just one of the most fun experiences I ever did have. What is wrong with me? Yeah. So I think that's all I got for you guys. A little bit of a heads up, like I said, I think in my previous video, I did get order a new webcam. It should be here within the next few days. So you should notice a considerable quality increase starting whenever I get that, which should be pretty soon. Yeah, like I said. Okay. I'm rambling, guys. It's one of those times. It's one of those days, guys. You ever have those days? You've had those days. You know you have. So really, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys next time.